Yeah, it is 3:22. And I just got in here a couple minutes ago. Um, I just wanted to mention that there seemed to be some question about, well, really, who is right and who is wrong. See, I was spending a little time about exactly what I had communicated during this mental health evaluation. Yeah. I presented a copy of this protection order drawing my attention, or he did, yes, to the blank space where the petitioner's signature was required. He did not believe he needed to defend himself against something he was sure was invalid. Now, this is difficult for you because there's a possibility that I could be right and you would be wrong. And as much as the sheriff's department doesn't want to be wrong, I am sure that I am right and you are wrong. Now, um, just so you understand, okay, even though it says that I'm delusional, persecutory type, yes, I have carried around this document for the last 3 years and 8 months. And yesterday I mentioned that I carry it with me, yes. Now I'm sure that every individual that has a protection order issued against themselves, yes, carries it with them everywhere they go. But usually they don't. I mean, if I look through all the protection orders at this very moment, yes, that have been issued in every county of the United States, if I was to call the respondent and ask them, do you know where your copy of the protection order is? Most of them would say, no, I don't. It's kind of one of those documents where you're supposed to serve the individual before having court hearings. Yeah. You're supposed to have proof of service before having those court hearings. Yes. Then you're supposed to, yes, allow for the individual known as the respondent to appear in court and explain to you why you shouldn't issue the protection order. Now, when you really think about my unique way of handling this problem, yes, I think that less than maybe 10,000% of respondents that have protection orders issued against them actually carry them with them. Poop. But for every time you arrested me, yes, you could have asked me, Paul, yes, do you have a copy of the protection order with you? Now let's look at the arrests. This is an arrest for the allegation of violating a protection order. Yes. Now, if you said I violated the restraint provisions of the protection order, yes, is it possible that the very fact that I was carrying a copy of it meant that I was not violating the restraint provisions? Oh, because I happen to have a copy on my person at the time of arrest. Pooch. Now, for every time the police department went through my backpack, yes, how many times did you see an actual copy of the protection order? Now, to arrest me for the allegation of violating it, it's kind of like this. Let's say you said somebody knowingly violated the restraint provisions of a protection order. Yes. And they carry the document with them all the time. It means the individuals are super, super stupid. Super stupid. Because the very fact that when you went through my backpack proved that I have a copy of it. Now, I would say, yes, that I am sure, yes, that every time I communicate that it is an invalid protection order, yes, where it does require the petitioner's signature, right, it does require due process, poop, it does require the civil rights of the minors named being enforced, yes, and you can't use forgeries to issue it. Of all the times that you arrested me, Squin Police Department, Port Angeles Police Department, did you see in my backpack that I had a copy of the restraint provisions? Let's look at it again. Of all the arrests of those that have allegedly violated the restraint provisions of a protection order, How many of them had in or on their person an actual copy of it? Because the very thought that I keep carrying this around right now